You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys, good afternoon, welcome back here to the Riki Raceway. Today we have the LCQ, which is first up on the list, and then in a little bit we will have the top 10 shootout. Both of those events coming here today to set the final 5 positions for tomorrow night's race here at Riki, the championship race. And of course to set the top 10 for the race. Positions 11 through 35 already been determined here as we get going. The lineup for today's LCQ is set based on how the go or go homers finished in each of their respective heats last night. So with that, of course, Parker Smith, he will start from the pole, and to his outside will be the number 1 of Pretty Shaw. This is probably the last chance for a lot of these guys not only to make today's race, but to get one more start before the conclusion of season number 8. Who will advance? Who will go home and have to hope and pray for a season 9? We're going to find out in just a moment. So when we come, we will be right back in just a moment. And when we do come back, we will show you the starting lineup and we'll take you to the green flag in just a moment. Here we go. The starting lineup is on the left-hand side of your screen. As we get going here for the LCQ at Riki Raceway in the daytime for the first time. Keep in mind the top 5 will advance into tomorrow's race and make up positions 36 through 40. The rest will go home and will have to wait their chance next season, if there is a next season. Pace car is off for the final time for a lot of these drivers in the field today. Parker Smith, Pretty Shaw, they'll lead us to the restart zone. Green flag, we're underway at Riki. Again, the top 10 shootout will occur after this. So you will not want to miss that as they race for the pole after this race. It'll all be on the same video. Here we go. Daniel Voiles looking for the lead. Him and Bradley Ream to the bottom, and they will take over. That bottom lane very well established here. As coming to the line, who's going to lead the lap? It's going to be Daniel Voiles. Brian James currently holds the transfer spot, the final one, and would start 40th. Bradley Ream now to the race lead. And again, we mentioned last chance for a lot of these drivers to race this season. We have especially focused on some of the part-timers like Brian James who have not made many races this season, or Eric Faden. Again, those two gotta be racing pretty aggressive here today as they hope to at least put a cap on what's been a rough season for them to make the field. Dick Clark now the race leader, a former Championship 4 driver. He knows how to run here at Riki, especially when the pressure's on, even though he didn't win a title. Here goes the 66. And now Richard Kinghart to the lead. Here comes the 62 of Eric Faden. Kinghart leads Pretty Shaw currently in that second spot. Transfer spot currently belonging to the 27 of Bradley Ream as of that last lap. Right now, I'd say it belongs to Samet Ozkan. See no help to that outside. What a block by Richard Kinghart on the 43. Stalls out his momentum. Eric Faden now in the 15. Steve Morgan holds the final transfer spot. Battle for the lead. Dick Clark wants it. And he'll take it. Halfway in this LCQ as Eric Faden now looks for the race lead. And it's surprising that Eric Faden has not made many races this season. Of course, he's an accomplished plate driver. He's won the Daytona 500 before. And essentially driving a second RCR car here this season, or third RCR car, as Steve Morgan now goes to the lead. We're seeing a lot of lead changes here. But it's surprising to see Eric Faden struggle as much as he has this whole season to make the field. 34 on the bottom, that's Qualls, who finished last in his heat race. Trying to make up for it here in a big way. He also started last here today. See that outside starting to form a little bit better. It's going to make it tough for these guys on the inside, as we got 3 laps of racing to go here in the LCQ. Brian James now trying to race his way into a transfer spot. See him getting spread out back there. We come to 2 to go. It's a 2-car battle at the front between Bradley Ream and Steve Morgan. Daniel Voiles, currently the transfer spot holder. Here goes Brian James to block low. Bradley Ream trying to follow. And Bradley Ream to the race lead as we come to the white flag this time. There is 1 lap of racing to go here in the LCQ. Brian James climbing up the leaderboard. Parker Smith currently in that final transfer spot. But look at that inside again, so well formed. Voiles looking low, trying to put Brian James to the high side. This is going to come down to the final corner. Can the 05 hang on that outside? Through 3 and 4. Who's going to transfer in? We know for a fact it will be this guy, Bradley Ream. He wins the LCQ. And Brian James will miss it by a fender, as James Qualls is the last one to race his way in. And that goes to show you just how bad that outside lane was. So Bradley Ream, Daniel Voiles, Parker Smith, Dick Clark, James Qualls, they will all race tomorrow night here in the main event. Brian James and others, unfortunately, will not make the final race of the season. They will have to look forward to a potential season number 9. We want to thank you for watching this LCQ. We hope you'll stick around because coming up after the break, we will have the top 10 shootout. So stay tuned. We'll be right back here on Tinkle Group Gaming in just a moment. Welcome back here to Riki Raceway. The top 10 shootout is about to begin, and you see the 10 cars that'll be battling for the pole here, all lined up on the pit lane in the order of which they finished in the top 5 yesterday in their respective heat races. Of course, we want to congratulate the 5 that did advance in the LCQ just a few moments ago. They, of course, no longer here, as they are setting up their cars for tomorrow's race here. The main event, the final race of season number 8. Scott Upton, he will start from the pole here today. Joey Trickle will be to his outside. And of course, we will go through the grid rather quick here. So it is Scott Upton. He is on the pole. As mentioned, Joey Trickle will start in second. Kyler Anderson will start in the third spot. In fourth will be Nate Rattray. In fifth will be the first of 4 Championship 4 drivers, Zach Fitzwater. In sixth, we've got Dave James. In 7th, we'll have Jessica Kinghart. In 8th, we'll have Reggie Fogelman. 9th will be Mitchell Hodak, the first of our Go or Go homers. And the second of our Go or Go homers, running in 10th, is Bafode Sacco. That is the starting lineup for this race. And we'll be right back with the green flag in just a moment. Here we go. They're in 3 and 4. Top 10 shootout about to get underway here at Riki. Again, this will determine positions 1 through 10, but most importantly, as mentioned, the pole for tomorrow night's race here at Riki. A lot of these guys might be racing in tonight's race. One is Scott Upton. Joey Trickle to his outside, not competing tonight, but hoping to get the pole. Who will it be? They make their way to the restart zone. The green flag is out. We're underway at Riki for the final qualifying race. We saw it's all about who can get to that inside lane. And you see there, 7 of the 10 on the inside right now with Scott Upton with a big advantage. Joey Trickle under pressure now from Kyler Anderson. Scott Upton will lead the opening lap. You see there, Scott Upton still hanging on to the lead. Here comes Fitzwater. Fogelman's a little bit further back. And the big question, of course, running in 9th right now is Nate Rattray. Who does he help in this situation if he can get up there? Because keep in mind, both his teammates are dead ahead. And both of them are battling for the championship. And we know him and Zach Fitzwater have had a long-time friendship, now first-time teammates here in the Jello Cup Series. Will those two help each other out? Will the 3 of them work together and try to claim the top 3? Keep in mind it's a field with 4 Chevys. Then you got 4 Fords, you got 4 Chevys, 4 Fords, a Toyota, and a Subaru. See the Ford struggling right now as the top 3 all Chevys, and then the Subaru of Dave James as we're past the halfway point. Hodak looked not a smart idea. He'll fall back in line. You can tell he really wants that second position. If the Chevys were smart here, they've got the upper hand. Hodak should have just said, we got the upper hand, let it be. It's not worth battling for right now until we get down to the closing stages. And of course, if there's no change to the... Keep in mind, if there is no change to the Corona Clash format and we have a Season 9, you know, this is the battle to make the Corona Clash if you are not already in it. So maybe that's something Mitchell Hodak is thinking about here. Again, I can't tell you the full list of people who've gotten poles this season. But this is essentially the last chance to lock into the Corona Clash. And that's something I wonder if Bafode Sacco's thinking that running in 10th, or if he's just thinking, I just want to survive, I don't want to wreck a race car. Let's just go get it on Saturday night. It's a Hendrick 1-2. They're single file all through the field. As we come to 2 to go this time at the line. Reggie Fogelman trying to find positions, but he's stuck to that high side. Not as high up as Mitchell Hodak, 3 wide. Somehow they keep it going. As it looks right now, Reggie Fogelman will be the front-running Championship 4 driver tomorrow night. As we come to the white flag. Final lap here in the top 10 shootout at Riki. Here comes Fogelman. He wants the pole. Not going to get around Upton this time. Nobody's been able to pass the 5 in this session. Coming to 3 and 4. He doesn't have much help behind. I just don't think he's going to get there. And it looks like they're all content in the positions that they're in. As out of 4, Scott Upton is going to win the pole for tomorrow night's race at Riki. Reggie Fogelman will start to his outside. And you gotta wonder there, maybe what Reggie Fogelman was thinking. Because now his teammate starts to the inside of row number 5 tomorrow. Reggie Fogelman's going to start outside row 1. Now granted, he could get a good start, but I think I'd rather be on the inside knowing how much that outside has struggled in all of these sessions. So you gotta wonder, what was Reggie Fogelman thinking? As we take a look at the final results, Scott Upton, Reggie Fogelman, Joey Trickle, Kyler Anderson, Mitchell Hodak. That's your top 5 tomorrow. Jessica Kinghart, Dave James, Nate Rattry, Zach Fitzwater, Bafode Sacco. That rounds out your top 10. For tomorrow night's race at Riki. We want to thank you for watching all these qualifying races over the last couple days, and we hope to see you tomorrow night for the championship here on Tinkle Group Gaming. Until then, goodbye everyone.